Boy, I tell you what, looking at some stick baits, it's walleye time of the year. How you doing, chummers? How you doing out there? Boy, we have a great show for you. Hope you liked our new opening. We have a lot of surprises coming your way this spring. My gosh, we're going to have a lot of fun here on Fishing Chums. Hi, chummers. God bless you all. Hope you had a nice week. Have a decent weekend coming in weather-wise. But boy, next week looks a little rough, so try to get out this weekend and do a little fishing here in the Ozarks. I want to thank all the thousands of viewers that was with us last week. And before we get into our awesome show, we got some great photos this week. In fact, we're getting back to our spring, our photo roll at the end of the program. Photo of the week, it's a great one. Oh, you want to wait and see what this is. And so we have a lot of stuff going on here on Fishing Chums. But like I say, it's that time of the year the walleye are starting to move a little. The water temperatures dropped a little bit, kind of pushed them back a little bit. But we've had several reports out at Beaver, up around the Twin Bridges area. I've had a report. A few walleye being caught out at Bull Shoals, few at the way upper end of Table Rock. So we have walleye and crappie to talk about on this week's program. Okay, let's go out to Beaver Lake. And I've had several photos, and I want to say hi to our friends out at Custom Adventure Guide Service. They've been doing some good guiding below the dam. Just visited with Richard Lee Rusher, and he said that the bite is good. You know, they've been picking up a few walleye, so several shorts throwback, but the trout fishing's been pretty good, and they've been catching fish on power eggs and also night crawlers. In fact, this photo here of Steve and Kim, they were out just a few days ago with Richard Lee, and they caught some nice trout, several trout. And so here's a couple photos to show you. Thank you very much. And I want to have a shout out also out at Beaver to Rob Brock at the Beaver Lake Walleye Adventures. And got a good photo of him right here catching some walleye. And so that upper end of Beaver, the walleye start moving up there this time of the year. And it's just starting to roll. I hope this weather next week don't push them back a little bit. Okay, let's go out to Table Rock, and been a little slower this week because of the weather. A few people have been going out and catching fish. Umbrella rig, or the Alabama rig's been paying off a little bit. We've had some reports of some wiggle warts, and if you're going out there this weekend, don't overlook the jigs. And but it's been a little tougher than it has been this last week. But I do want to say hi to my old buddy Andrew Everett. Look at this nice photo, Andrew. Boy, I tell you, and I've got some good fishing ahead of us, that's for sure. And a couple of nice walleye caught out at Table Rock this week as well, and we'll be getting more into that. Had a fair crappie report up at Cricket Creek. At the upper end of Long Shoals up there, and Long Creek, I should say. And so the crappie are starting to move that upper end of Cricket Creek in that area, so you may want to check this out for the upcoming weekend. Jigs and also minnows up there. Try this. Had some reports of a few nice crappie being caught at Table Rock this week on the deep water docks. Few, not a whole lot. Okay, let's go out to Lake Taneycomo. My gosh, I've had good reports of trout being caught at Taneycomo the last few days. I've had reports of just kind of like tailwaters of beaver. Power eggs, I've heard pink and white, and also night crawlers. My golly, night crawlers been picking up some nice fish as well. Got this photo from Trout Hollow Lodge, our friends at Trout Hollow. My gosh, great people out there on Taneycomo. Look at this beautiful trout caught just a few days ago out of Lake Taneycomo. So check out that trout fishing at Taneycomo. All right, let's go out to Bull Shoals. Scott Pingle and I were out at Bull Shoals yesterday, and we really hit some tough weather. The weather was beautiful, but there was an east wind that just made it tough. We really found a lot of fish, but they were in a bad mood. In fact, here's one photo of Scott catching a nice 18-incher, but boy, we had to work for the few fish we caught, that's for sure. But the walleye are staging, I'm telling you, boy, the first full moon and weather stable. See, we were out there a week or so ago, and the water temperature was 47 degrees. With this cooler weather, it has dropped at Bull Shoals. We had clear down to 43 degrees. I seen one time it was 42, so that makes a big difference. But the upper end of Bull Shoals, there's going to be a good walleye run here before long. Speaking of Bull Shoals, hey, I want to say a shout out to my old friend Shoji Tabuchi. My God, love you, Shoji. Haven't fished with you for quite some time, so we've done some fishing together. And look at this nice crappie that they got into. I tell you, out at the Freedom Guide Service, Jordan Isaac does a great job. In fact, I seen him out on the lake yesterday, and they were trying to catch some walleye like we were. But he had Shoji out the day before, and look at these beautiful fish that Shoji caught. Nice crappie when you do get into crappie. Talked with several crappie fishermen yesterday. It was just like us walleye fishermen. It was really tough with that east wind, but the fish they did catch were really nice, but they're kind of few and far in between. Things will change a little bit. That water looks good. You know, a couple of weeks ago we had a rain and it dirtied that upper end up, but it's all clear. It's good and rich green color, but it's not muddy. And again, that water temperature around 43 degrees. So, hey, I tell you what, Jordan, good job with Shoji there. And by gosh, we have thousands of people that watch us here in the Ozarks, but we have a bunch of people that watch us outside the Ozarks. All you people joining up with our Fishing Chums group page, gosh, from all over the country, and God bless you. But I do want to have a special invitation for you. When you're coming to the Ozarks fishing and getting in the Branson area, hey, make a trip to Shoji Tabuchi Theater. He puts on I tell you, if not the best show, one of the top shows in Branson. Oh, what an artist, what an artist. Great guy. So good going, Shoji, out of Bull Shoals. Also, Roger Patton and Mike Mallett was out the other day, and look at these nice crappie that they caught at Bull Shoals. Had different reports. You know, some people are fishing the river channel, the old river channel, on the ledges off some of the deep water points and the brush piles. Other people are finding big crappie along the standing timber, just vertically fishing jigs or jigging minnows. That might help you a little bit. But the things are going to get crazy out at Bull Shoals before too long. Stockton Lake, a little slow this week. I haven't had too much to report on. They have been picking up some nice fish on occasion over deep water. And some of these crappie can be suspended out there. So look that over. And before long, there's going to be a good walleye run out at Stockton. We'll be keeping on top of that. Hey, you know, there's been a sighting in the Ozarks. David Letterman was out here fishing. Look at this. Yeah, crappie fishing. Seriously, chummer Harry Nelson sent this picture in to me, and Harry, you look just like David Letterman. God bless you. That was a good photo, my chummer friend. I bet you get bugged about that a lot. Okay, let's go out to Pomme de Terre. You know, Pommy has been producing some fish, some nice crappie. And in fact, our old friend Chris Nelson, who's a great guide, has a great guide service out in the Stockton, Pomme de Terre area. He'll fish anywhere. I've seen him on Taneycomo. It's hard to tell where he's seen, but he has great guide service. And I want to see, he had a client out the other day, and look at this big crappie. I should have got this gentleman's name, but man, that's a big old boy. Yeah, big old gal. Beautiful, beautiful crappie. And then he had another group out, Chris did just a few days ago, and look at all these fish that they caught. My golly. And he said that Chris stated that he caught these on an 1/8-ounce jig, and they were deep, suspended over 40 feet of water. Real deep. I love that type of fishing. Get an 1/8-ounce jig out, flip it out, and count it down, and watch it fall, watch it fall, watch it fall. Once in a while you'll see it on the fall dropping, and then just sit there and jig. Oh gosh, I used to do a lot of that down on Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend. That is so much fun. So good going, Chris Nelson out at Pomme de Terre, and they are catching some nice fish out there. A lot of short fish. I've had reports of short fish, but that's no problem when you catch fish like he's got on the stringer. That's well worth it, that's for sure. Okay, now we're going to go back this week to our photo of the week. Whoa, boy, my old friend Jordan, Angler's Edge Guide Service. He was out the other day. He wasn't catfishing. He's a great guide for catfishing, but he's a doggone good crappie fisherman too. Look at this photo of the week. My golly, Jordan, man, we got to get to fishing. Those are some really nice fish. Good going, big crappie, my golly. And I've had reports of crappie being caught out there. We've had some reports that they're really tight to structure, and jigs have been working good, jigging minnows, and they've been catching some crappie off some of the bluffs, but some smaller fish. But I tell you what, these boys that are on these fish on that structure are doing real good out at Truman. And again, Jordan Lee Lear, whew, by golly, good fish. Fighting some allergies. Every February I get beat up with allergies, so just got to bear with me here. Lake of the Ozarks are still picking up some fish on the docks, jig fishing, shooting jigs, and slowed down a little bit, and some structure fishing too off some of the brush and some timber, but it has slowed down a little bit. And boy, we're looking forward to some real good bass fishing out at Lake of the Ozark here at any time. Well, that's our show for today. It's a pretty good little show. I love these photos. We've got a great photo roll coming your way. My golly, got a lot of nice photos sent in. And boy, I tell you what, we got cold weather moving in next week. Not too bad this weekend, but then I think it's really going to break loose, and we'll be right here talking about it. Hey, I tell you what, I want to invite you guys. Now, there's a little kind of a mix-up when I tell you to join our group page. Just go to Fish and Chums group page. Some people are just going to our Fish and Chums page, but we have a lot more fun on our group page, because this is where we share videos, cartoons, fishing information, and you get to visit with all kinds of people around the Ozark. It's a lot of fun. So go to Facebook group page and join us. And for you folks that joined us on our regular page, kind of go back and rejoin us on our group page. Really appreciate that. Great way to send us photos for the program as well, because I can get right into it real fast, and then be sure to mention the lake that you caught your fish on. That helps a lot. Well, by golly, we got our photo roll coming up, and it's a good one. It has some great photos for you. And I want to thank you very much for being with us today here on Fish and Chums. And God bless you all. Be safe. Catch you next week on the Chums. Bye-bye.